What's up, Bears Nation? Deeks View here. The Chicago Bears wrapped up their third day of training camp, and we have a lot to talk about, so let's jump right in. Justin Fields wrapped up his third day in a row, looking like a star quarterback, and all of his weapons are looking up to par as well. However, don't get it twisted, the defense is also balling out. Both the offense and the defense is battling, and neither are necessarily dominating one or the other. But before I get into the specifics of today's practice, I want to talk about Darnell Wright and his press conference after practice. The other day, Ryan Poles said that Darnell worked his butt off and lost weight this offseason, and today, Darnell said he was accidentally preparing for the wide receivers conditioning test instead of the lineman conditioning test. Darnell said he hired a personal chef and he lost 16 pounds this offseason, but still didn't lose any muscle mass. This is absolutely hilarious because Ryan Poles said Darnell crushed his conditioning test without even breaking a sweat, and now we know it's because he prepared for the wide receivers test, so he was more than overly prepared for it. Darnell Wright losing some weight helps him move a lot faster as the Bears run an outside zone run scheme. Darnell did not run this in college, so the Bears are going to ask him to do things way more athletically than he was ever asked to do in college. So it's great to hear he was able to cut some weight while still maintaining his strength. Now on to the training camp recap of day 3. The Bears had a slower practice today. They did a lot of play installs and a lot of walkthroughs, so it wasn't as action-packed as the first 2 days, but there was still enough action to be excited about. The Bears kicked off practice today with one-on-ones, and the offense got off to a really hot start. Justin Fields hit DJ Moore, Cole Kmet, Chase Claypool, Robert Tonyan, then Claypool again, all on back-to-back-to-back plays, and then Jalen Johnson finally won against DJ Moore, jumping an out route and breaking up the pass. Kyler Gordon had an amazing diving breakup against Justin Fields, throwing to Simba Webster, and then team drills kicked off. Early on, Justin Jones immediately made his way into the backfield, but then Justin Fields found DJ Moore with 3 defenders around him for the pickup, making it look easy deep in the middle of the field. Justin Fields had a lot of checkdowns today. The Bears worked on their short game, throwing some quick outs to Kari Blasingame, fullback. Khalil Herbert got a lot of reps catching out of the backfield. Deontay Foreman got some receiving reps. Jalen Johnson had a nice pass breakup on a deep ball intended for Velus Jones. And overall, like I said, both teams were battling, and to finish out the day, Justin Fields was moving in the pocket, tried to adjust his arm for like a side throw, and the pass was intercepted by TJ Edwards, who extended his arm and caught the ball with one hand. Reporters say that if it was a real game, Justin Fields would have been sacked as Terrell Smith blew past Wright, but obviously in camp, the quarterback is going to throw the ball no matter what, so everybody can get the rep in, and you're not allowed to touch the quarterback in camp. As far as individual players go, there's a couple battles that are going on, but you can't really put too much stock into them as there's no pads on yet. Right now, everybody's just getting reps. For instance, running back Trestan Ebner, who was drafted by Ryan Poles last year, is getting some first team reps. Honestly, he's fighting to make a roster spot, so the Bears want to see everything he has. He will have every opportunity to make the team, but there are already 3 running backs ahead of him, so he really has to give it his absolute all to prove his worth in the NFL. Tyler Scott is getting a lot of run with the second team, but he's also getting some looks with Justin Fields in the first team as well. Darnell Mooney was not active in any team drills. He was doing a lot of separated drills, doing some sprints, some cuts, really ramping back up from his injury. Chase Claypool had a really nice day of practice today. He had a lot of extended catches, was looking extremely athletic, and overall looking like the wide receiver that the Bears traded a second-round pick for. Both tight ends, Cole Kmet and Robert Tonyan, are looking extremely reliable, fluid, fast, quick. They're making really nice routes against defensive backs in one-on-ones, 7-on-7s, and team drills. So it seems like Justin Fields is going to have a plethora of weapons this season. Tyler Scott continues to showcase his blazing speed. However, he had another drop today. That's 3 days in a row where he has dropped an easy pass. He's really going to have to clean that up going into the season. I'm not overly worried about it. Again, it's a big transition from college to the NFL, but he does have to clean it up. Other than that, he's still looking blazing fast. He's still getting wide open, so that's really nice to see. But don't think that the defense is getting torched every single play, because they've been looking pretty impressive as well. I'm going to get to them in a moment, but I have a few more notes about the offense. Khalil Herbert continues to look great. He had a few big runs during practice and he was receiving out of the backfield. Obviously, once again, there's no pads. However, Khalil Herbert is looking to have a breakout season. And I'm personally really high on rookie running back Roschon Johnson, but we don't have any news on him. The only thing we have on him is that he fumbled the ball yesterday in practice, which isn't great to hear, but it's not the end of the world either. Once again, we'll know more once the pads come on and we get to see the full effect of the run game. In the last note on the offense before I move on to the defense, I can't judge how anybody is doing, but I do want to note that Alex Leatherwood has been working as a right guard on the second team. That's somebody who was previously drafted in the first round by the Raiders, and the Bears claimed him off waivers last year, so something to keep an eye on as he fights to make the team. Now moving on to the defense, do not let the media fool you. They are not getting blown out by the offense. Obviously, everything that Justin Fields and DJ Moore and all the other weapons are doing, that's going to trend, that's going to go viral, that's the popular stuff. But the defense has a lot to be excited about. Second-year nickel cornerback Kyler Gordon is looking amazing. He's looked like he's hit a whole new level and he's primed for a breakout season. Everyone knows he struggled early on in his rookie year and got it together towards the end, bringing in 3 interceptions. So far in camp, he is everywhere, having diving passing breakups, he's jumping routes, his instincts are on full display, his athleticism is in full display, and I'm trying not to overreact and get too excited, but from what it seems like, he's primed to have a breakout season and look like the guy that Ryan Poles fell in love with and drafted first in his first draft as the Bears general manager. And his second draft pick, Jaquan Brisker, is also looking like he's primed for a breakout season. Remember, last year he broke his thumb and was out for a good amount of camp and preseason, so this is going to be his first time in camp fully healthy. Hopefully he can stay that way, and year 2 Brisker is looking like a dog as well. Jalen Johnson was back in team action as he was ramping up from an injury in the previous 2 days, but today he looked legit. Obviously, he was dueling against DJ Moore and he didn't win them all. DJ Moore is DJ Moore at the end of the day. However, Jalen Johnson still got his, had a couple breakups on DJ Moore, had a nice breakup on Velus Jones. He was looking like the solid cornerback 1 everyone knows he is. And overall, our secondary is looking pretty legit. The only weak link in the secondary is going to be our cornerback number 2 because a rookie is obviously there, but there's something interesting going on there as well because rookie Terrell Smith is also getting first team reps, rotating in and out with Tyrique Stevenson. Ever since Stevenson walked into the building, he's been slotted in as the starting cornerback opposite of Jalen Johnson, but it seems like Terrell Smith is going to have an opportunity to compete with his fellow rookie and prove himself to be a potential starter in the NFL. Bears defensive coordinator Alan Williams said not to look too much into it. Everybody is just getting reps right now. There's no true depth chart, but at the end of the day, Terrell Smith is a rookie just like Tyrique Stevenson is. So if Terrell Smith can look better than Tyrique Stevenson, the Bears aren't going to start Tyrique Stevenson just because he was drafted higher. They're going to start whoever is the better player. So that's going to be an extremely fun battle to keep an eye on all throughout camp. And moving on to the linebacker position, I don't really have much of an update other than what I mentioned earlier with TJ Edwards having the interception on Justin Fields. But there is a lot of excitement going on the defensive line. The Bears don't have super premium talent on the edge, but the guys who are there, there's definitely things to talk about there. Last year, the starters were Trevis Gibson and Dominique Robinson, and neither of them have been noteworthy during camp. The 3 guys who have been standing out is DeMarcus Walker, DeAnthony Jones, and Terrell Smith. DeMarcus Walker continues to be a vocal leader on the defense and is making his presence felt on the D-line. But then Terrell Smith seems to be a prime candidate for a potential breakout season. Like I mentioned in the previous video, the Rams weren't using him correctly and the Bears are. Well, guess what? He continues to show out in practice. On the play that TJ Edwards had his interception, Terrell Smith completely blew by Darnell Wright and would have sacked Justin Fields if they were playing live contact. Now don't get worried about Darnell Wright. To his defense, there's no pads. He can't grab inside of his chest plate. He can't be as physical as he wants to, and they weren't even going full speed. But from what we're hearing from Terrell Smith, he seems like he's going to be a formidable edge rusher for the Bears this year. An undrafted free agent rookie D-end, DeAnthony Jones, had 3 sacks today, presumably against the second team, but he is looking like he's a candidate to make the 53-man roster. A few videos ago, I said if I had to pick one UDFA to make an year 1 impact like Jack Sanborn did, I picked DeAnthony Jones, and so far he's holding up to that hype and he is looking impressive. If the Bears do sign a defensive end before the start of the season, they're going to have a really good rotation going on at the edge position. And as far as the inside of the defensive line goes, I haven't heard anything from guys like Gervon Dexter, Zach Pickens, or Andrew Billings. The only thing I heard from 3-tech Justin Jones is that he blew up a play early on in team drills and was in the backfield pretty quick at the start of the snap. Other than that, haven't really heard much. Again, we're going to have to wait until the pads come on, but the defense was feisty, they were chirpy, they were letting the offense know that they were there. And that's about it for everything that happened in camp today. Justin Fields and DJ Moore continues to be a thing. DJ still looks unstoppable. The weapons are looking sharp, and the defense is also fighting back. All of the young guys are looking promising. Some guys on the edge are making some noise. The defensive backs are elevating. Overall, it was a great day of practice. Go ahead and subscribe to stay updated. I've been covering absolutely everything I possibly can in Bears camp and will continue to do so as the weeks go on into the start of the season. Go ahead and leave a like if you enjoy the updates I'm bringing you guys, and stay tuned for my next update video. But in the meantime, click on one of my previous videos and I'll see you guys there.